The oceans have been ruled by one group of organisms for 450 million years. Sharks have had the chance to evolve and adapt over time, creating a wide variety of strange and amazing species. 0 hours. Many have adapted to life in the open ocean as apex predators at the top of the food chain, such as the well-known great white shark. However, the farther you delve into the vast emptiness of the deep sea, the more strange and unearthly things appear. Let's examine these intriguing, yet frequently misinterpreted ocean dwellers. Many of us have the impression that sharks are mindless murderers. However, sharks are much more than just creatures. They are extremely specialized predators with a wide range of adaptations to help them thrive in the different ocean settings. Blue sharks, makos, and great white sharks are examples of pelagic sharks that share many characteristics close to the surface. Shark evolution may have begun 450 million years ago during the late Ordovician period. These early sharks underwent several evolutionary changes in the intervening period. For example, 420 million years ago, a group of cartilaginous fish underwent a divergence that resulted in the alien-looking chimera. They were now able to consume larger prey because they had developed slim, swift bodies and flexible projecting jaws. The few sharks that haven't altered, known as living fossils, look strange in contrast to the many sharks that have drastically changed since the Jurassic. Other significantly, they have 6 or 7 gill slits rather of the 5 that other sharks have. The frilled shark, with its snake-like head and slender, eel-like body, is an example of this. The blunt-nosed six-gill shark, another member of this group, has both an anal fin and a single dorsal fin positioned far down on its back, characteristics left over from their old sea ancestors. Even more bizarre is the fact that many of these older sharks, such as the squaliforms and hexanchief forms, now appear to live in our sea's lower depths. A characteristic that makes the most sense when we consider their adaptations and the circumstances of their environment. The amount of dissolved oxygen in the water decreases with depth. Accordingly, having more gill slits is beneficial for 6, frilled, and 7 gill sharks as it increases their ability to absorb oxygen. Therefore, they have no need to evolve in order to lose the extra slits. Sharks that migrated to the shallows, on the other hand, lost the additional slits over time because they were no longer needed. Another benefit of 6 gills is their huge eyes, which enable them to absorb as much light as possible. Other deep-sea sharks exhibit biofluorescence, which is the ability to reflect light. One of these sharks is the cat shark, which can reflect blue light and then re-emit it as green light to attract potential mates. We also see that the sharks that live deeper are typically more larger. For instance, the Greenland shark is one of the biggest sharks in the ocean, growing up to 24 feet in length, larger even than the well-known great white shark. This is because deep-sea gigantism, the tendency of deep-sea organisms to grow larger than their shallow-sea relatives, occurs. They lose less energy as heat because they are bigger, and the only way to survive in this harsh environment is to become more efficient in the nutrient-poor depths. You can view a comprehensive film on deep-sea gigantism on our channel. The Greenland shark, however, has evolved to live in slow motion, in addition to being larger. It can continue for extended periods of time without eating due to its extremely slowed metabolism. And it can live up to 500 years at depths of 7,200 feet or 2,200 meters, making it the longest living vertebrate on Earth. Compared to shallower species, deepwater sharks have quite diverse feeding patterns. Sharks in this area must be opportunistic and primarily rely on carrion, whereas makos and great whites use speed and agility to hunt down swift prey. They utilize their sharp teeth as blades to cut and rip flesh from sunken whale corpses. The goblin shark is a different species that can stay afloat in extremely deep water, thanks to its huge liver and flabby frame. Like many of the animals that live in the deepest regions of the ocean, it is an elusive species. In actuality, the megamouth shark, one of the biggest shark species on Earth, was only recently identified in 1976. It is a filter feeder, spending the day at the depths and the night feeding on zooplankton at the surface. Diel vertical migration is the term for this behavior. The daily cycle of fish and zooplankton moving in unison up and down the water column. It supports a clear distinction between these deeper species and shallow-dwelling sharks, which have undergone major evolutionary changes to become faster and smaller. In contrast to surface waters, where food is abundant and predators have an easier time surviving. The deep sea is a different world.